I'm done, dude. I'm done. I'm done. Ah! Oh! Okay. Okay, I can do this, dude. I can do this. Give me this. I can freaking do this, man. So somehow, I freaking... So, first, the headphones, I don't know what happened with those, but for some reason those Bluetooth headphones connected again. And I was like, dang it, my bad. You know what I'm saying? I caught it. Took it off. Because it freaking, you know what I'm saying? Because the sound did whatever it did. Bro. So the first one I made was about 20 minutes. And then, like I said, I realized the Bluetooth was on again, somehow. And I think because a bunch of stuff got clicked on the keyboard, they have like the mic and all the sound. You know, you can click for the mic to go off or the sound to go off to silence it. Apparently, that got clicked also on top of the Bluetooth going off. And so I made another 30-minute video. Close to 40 minutes. And it also didn't have any sound. Because the mic was on. So now I'm gathering my thoughts once again. Try to do this video once again. But we can do this. We will get through this. Jeebus, man. I mean, I guess this is a prime example of what I'm about to get into. So, it is what it be. So, because this is, I feel like maybe it does deserve some more time to like just marinate, because this is a sensitive topic, I would think, or it's just a lot. It's a big topic to me, at least, right? So I guess I'll just start however I need to start now, because like, dude, I did this twice already, but whatever. So like I said, I guess this is a good example, because it's like, even though I have these frustrations that's going on with this damn video and getting this sound right, and I would think, and it's crazy because you got to think about how ridiculous it really is when these things happen, is that even now I have to wonder. I mean, I'm thinking, you know, because I can check that everything is good to go, but I thought everything was good when I looked on the screen and saw that, the Bluetooth was off and everything looked like it was all right with the sound. And literally did a whole nother video with nothing on. So that's what that be. So that's a good example right there, because it's like I would much rather be frustrated on things that I got going on for me, like personally, like what I can think of that really will benefit other people. When I say me, and how I can rectify, figure out what I got going on, and do something about that instead of whatever anybody else got going on. Because I noticed that if I don't have really all of the, if I don't have all of the, the energy coming to me, for me to be able to figure out what to do with that energy first, to then be able to, because if I can't tell people that this thing is about you, no matter what you want to say on it, or what the situation may be, or how it may present itself. The situation is about you. You have dreams, it's about you. You need to figure out what those is about. You. Ain't got nothing to do with your sister, mother, brother, sister, cousin, uncle, daddy, baby, mama. Twice uncle removed my dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter who it is. What you see is what you get for you. You saw it. Nobody else saw that. How can somebody tell you or be a problem in your dream? So how can somebody, come tell you something in your dream and you not gotta go tell them? No, it's your dream. It's you. It's got something to do with you at all times. So when you give readings or things like that, it has to deal with that person, not to deal with everybody else around that person. Things like that. I would much rather have to deal with what I got going on. It makes way more sense to me to have a good basis on what I need for myself first. I need to be selfish to be selfless. There's no way around that. Shut your ass. Little assholes, bro. So, putting that into perspective, right? If we're not able to figure ourselves out to be able to figure someone else out, life is not really going to make a whole lot of sense. If we don't take on the fact that something as trivial to other people, like meditation, like yoga, like scrubbing your mind and figuring out what life is for you, for real, and what it really means, and where that money's going, and whose pockets is it making it to keep you where you at. We can't ever forget that this is why we see this, right? Why we're doing this and having this interaction. We need to know where this money is going. If we're going to go into the system, we need to know what's happening in this place, right? If you can't figure out for you if that's the way you really want that money to go, or that attention or the energy to go, and you don't even know that that's where that energy is going, and you don't even want it to happen. There's so many people that are doing things and they think that that's what they want, and they don't even want it. They don't even know that they have no clue that they have no desire for it. They just think that they think that that's what. There's a lot of thoughts. Is it real? Is it really real? You know what I mean? You can have a lot of thoughts going on. Doesn't mean it's factual. So I don't see, or I see how people don't take meditation and yoga and all these things and finding, because that's what I was saying. So I was saying that people don't see the purpose of doing any of these things. If anything, they find it really dumb to do what they do when it comes to meditation and things like this. Yeah, that's weird. I don't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? I be feeling weird. I gotta get up and go do something else. You know, I got things to take care of. You know, baby crying, bills, things. You know what I'm saying? Everything going. I got so much happening in my life, and it's like, well, okay. No, I feel you. I feel that. I know you don't want a solution. I know you don't want this, that, and the third. And this goes for everybody. But did you know that if you were to take on these things, because I see that people don't understand the magnitude of it, right? Like, and I think that's what scares them the most, is that I think they might know the magnitude of what meditation and yoga really does for you. If you, and you know, spirituality, tarot, crystals, whatever have you, all these things, right? Like, whatever you got going on, you have to realize that this is not a trivial life. That these things are not, and I find it, and that's, man, I'm getting back on it. I find that so funny. I find it so funny that people don't take this life serious. Every single thing, oddly enough, every single thing that you think isn't worth it or real is just some fluff, some intangible nothing that means nothing to you. It's the most real thing here. It's the most, so you, like, this impact that it like, you can't take any of this for granted at all. If you stumble upon something, meditation, herbalists, you know what I'm saying, spiritualists, terrorists, cardiorists, whatever, like, all of them. If you stumble upon this, or you see somebody doing it, or you realize that it's more important than you think it is when it comes to what this world means. These people have a rap around us and will say that these things are the devil. These things aren't cool. You don't need to be doing these things. How many people think that tarot and all this stuff is some weird, witchy, woo. Like, it's weird that they think it's weird. Like, it's your life, and people literally use this stuff and make it seem like, you know, they throw rocks and hide their hand. They make it seem like, you know what I'm saying, what the things they use aren't the thing. Then you're saying you got the master's never going to tell you everything. They're going to give you the thing that seems like right, but they're always going to give you, they're never going to give you that thing that really puts you over the edge over them. That's never going to happen. Ever. You have to know everything, but only the surface level of everything. Because at least you know, but you don't know how deep it goes. And that's the issue I'm seeing right now, is that we don't realize how deep it's really hidden. Like, what is hidden from? So, like, I find it really odd that all my life I've been told that I wasn't taking life serious, when I'm realizing that I've been on it the whole time. Because it starts with meditation. It starts with all of this stuff first before you get to, right? Like, if you don't know what to do and you do anything, and you think what you know is what you need to do, but you don't know that because you never taken the time to go within, see if it's real, know what you doing for real. Like I say, there's a lot of people, man, there's so much stuff, whatever. But there's so many people, right, that I see, and like why I even do what I do nowadays. Like I'll go to certain pages, right? Fine, because like I was told to, is that it would be good to, instead of just going for anything random, right? take the time to go through YouTube, go through Instagram, find those people that will make a difference that you can like really truly use. Like if instead of just looking up anything, now I only look up, I only search up psychology videos. I only search up, what war is and things like that. I only search up tactic things and how to personality stuff and stuff about the body and health and things like that. Like I only search those things. I only put those in the algorithm to get those back to me. I only go to Instagram really now to find out literally the only things that I like. I'll find the only people that do photography, that do film, that do art, kink, that do nature stuff, that do spiritual stuff, whatever have you. I don't care who you, like if you're a doctor, if you're a therapist, I don't care what you do. If you're a nurse, if you have some type of something, you have a new thing that nobody's seen before. I'm now looking for these people. It's not just, I think I just need to, or maybe if I find something or, whatever the case, or I'm just trying to fit in, or I'm just trying to, no, I'm looking for something. I'm on to something now. I'm on to, what I'm saying? There's no more just getting on the internet just to get on the internet anymore. It's not just to say whatever anymore. I could see like people having at least one profile or something that says, hey, I know, I get it. I see what's going on in the world. And if you don't know, you need to know. You need to figure it out. If you don't know, you need to find out. You need to go look. Because it like I said, I don't want to, because I'm like I put, we don't want to stop it or do something about it. They just don't want to hear it pretty much either, right? Like they don't want to even hear about it though. Like the majority of people that see what's going on or know what's going on refuse to do anything about what's happening about it. Like we can know about it. Like it's weird, right? Like we can know that it's happening. We can see people do it. But we sit and idly watch and wait for someone else to take care of it. Like there's no purpose to why we move anymore as people. Like I said, these electronics are tools, and we're more worried about how to integrate with these things than with ourselves. We're quicker to go to the bedroom with these things than ourselves. We're quicker to figure out how to work the ins and outs of these things than ourselves. And that's odd to me. So that weird thing that people have been saying all these years, they may not even have known why they said what they said, but it truly starts with you for the simple fact that it is the only source that gives you endless possibilities, endless energy and resources. It's the only thing. To where if you're lost and you don't know, if you go within yourself and not within other things, right? You can believe things, you believe everything, but you don't believe in anything, right? You don't go into that thing, take it on, look at it, see what it is, then start to argue for it or against it or whatever the case. You're now like in this war or battle or match with whatever. Now, if you can just realize to step out, take yourself out of these situations, then you'll have something. But until you do that, then you're going to be in a lot of things, trouble, tension, and you know what I mean, in everything. You mean in everything, you know what I'm saying? But if you take the time to realize that, man, you'll be all right. But most people will stay in things and not get out of things, and not go within themselves and go, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, but there's no way for me to really even tell you until you go see within for yourself. Like, your imagination is way cooler. Your thoughts are way, more easy to deal with than you thought. Your emotions are a lot more easy to regulate than you thought. You'll be able to express a lot more easy than you thought you could. I promise you, man. It's an endless source of any possibility, every possibility, all possibilities, to where you never are in lack of anything within yourself, regardless of what it looks like around you. You feel cool with whatever goes on, and that's more important, because that's where people go wrong. Is that they think, because you got to think about it hardcore, right? For real, most people are in a terrible situations, still find ways to get out of it. Most people think that it's just, no, it's not. There's no outside, external anything. That person chose to change their mind. Why do you think we lift them up when they actually make out of those things? Like, we got the Drakes and all those dudes and whatever, and the P. Diddy's, but when those people come out the rubble, those people didn't come out of nothing. We know there was no bottom for him. There was never a bottom for him. So for those people to say that they did something and came out of something, maybe, but nowhere near what I've seen those real activists, real people that come out of real war-torn places and things like that still come out of it. Where did they get that from? It cannot be just like that person is different for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason they came out and still had compassion and things for these people and still was able to form, coherent thoughts and not want to just blow up the world and things like that. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the case. That's not the case. So there's something about them. So let's not skip that they most likely had to go within do something. Something clicked within them. Now, you can go within and find those things for yourself, but to deny yourself first, what I say is, like, if we all could take the 5 minutes to just not. If we could all just take the 5 minutes to just not. To just chill. To not make the difference, right? To not make a difference out externally. Because clearly it's not going to make a difference. It hasn't. But if we can take the second to meditate and realize that that's real, it's not a joke. That if you come across these people that do these things, that if you realize that you could put in the work like they did, you'll make it to the space that they're in to see what they see. But if you don't, you will never see what they see. You will not know what I'm talking about. You will not get where I'm coming from. It will not make sense to you. Because you didn't go to those spaces to make it to this place. We don't want to stop it or do anything about it. And I find that very odd that we will literally continue to let it happen and wait for someone else to take care of it. The meditation is real. You need to go within and work out the trauma, whatever you had going on with it for you. It's not a game, and I think that's why people are so afraid of sitting down and actually making that impact within themselves. I think that's why it's so difficult, because you can't do, you can't do calisthenics in your mind. Like, I know a lot of people that look strong but are really weak. Like, they look like they have it together. But, like, if you know what I'm saying, if you wrestle with them mentally or physically, they don't really have it. And so I question why we don't want to hear it. And I think because I think because people have enough on their plate already to where they don't want to hear more about something else going on. And that's where it comes into us as individuals taking a second, that 5 minutes, and everybody just like teaching their children and people to be able to take 5 minutes, because I guarantee you, screw taking anything or smoking anything or doing anything. If we could all just do nothing and take 5 minutes to just chill, and I don't care whatever, dude, you can and you don't, and you have more than enough time to do it, and you just choose not to. Say your job, say your whatever, I don't care, it ain't true. You can do it. If we could all take 5 minutes and realize that we have things to work on and within, more so than, like I said, with the dreams, man, them dreams is about you. So for you to go outside of you when you wake up out of that dream and come back into this dream world and think that your daughter, sister, mother, brother, whomever is the issue, that interpretation's for you. It's not for nobody else. So why are you including people? Those images are for you to see, so you know, like what state of, like what emotion is gonna put you in. Like the emotion is more important. How you feel about it, the way what state it puts you in within that dream, not the things that happen, is what it means to you when you come out of it, and what it means to how you felt about it. Taking that time to meditate helps you see what you could do. And like right now, like I say, you know, you may not be in the best of places or things like that, or the best time in your life, but regardless, you know for a fact where your mind is, and that's way more important. Is that you don't lash out on people, that you don't say things you might regret, if you don't put yourself in places that you know just put you in a better state of mind, whatever the case. It's more impactful than you think, and that's why I say I think why people have a hard time doing things like that and not being able to sit and take on whatever's going on in their life and what they have on their brain, what's in their mind and their subconscious, what made them do that, you know, or even owning up to their mistakes. That's so tough for people. Just say, yeah, I did that. All right, yeah, my bad. I'll work on it. And really, truly go meditate, go chill, go do some yoga, find that space and go work on it and go see what that meant to you, what that meant for you. I mean, because when things happen, it's kind of hard for me to not, you know what I'm saying? It's just, so. But it's probably not them, even though you want to believe that it's them, and that's a tough one. It's always a tough one, man. Oh, look at that. Only you. Only you to blame. Yeah, I've done this video so many times, I'm trying to even figure out what the hell, if I've already talked about it or not. Man. because I think I already said that, but I think I was talking about because I was like watching how people move, right? Like, because I brought it to like, you think that all of the things that you see in this world that look intangible and all this stuff that you don't think is worth looking into is important. Is anything worth note? But like I say, me going through all this stuff, doing my whatevers, realizing that I can't just do meditation and sit in the corner forever. Gotta integrate myself back into it. I started looking at other people. I started, pinpointing certain individuals I want to start following or seeing, so they can then see myself and I see them, and they know I'm me and they're them and we're us, right? So I can see the movements and the actions of the most genuine people I can find and start to weed out, right? It's something huge for me. And see these actions, because certain people have certain actions. And I've seen fake people's actions and all that and other stuff. I want to see more real people and what they got to do on whomever, right? Like what it really means to just be yourself. And so like I'll see like certain like people to do like a martial art yoga type thing where they're doing certain movements and things like that, where they're doing all this stuff. I check all those things and I see emotions, I see anything and everything, because I know, like I said, I do all the stuff that I need to do and then go back into the world, because you need to, because you can't sit in a corner for the rest of your life. Now that these habits and emotions come from somewhere, and I see where they come from, and I see now what, you know what I mean? Like you do like this, and I see, it may be a lot to explain right now, but I just kind of see what I need to see from them. I can extract. So even if I watch a random video, I still can extract that, take that, and use that for myself. You know what I mean? Their actions come from somewhere in their mind, whether it be emotions. Like, you get angry, you get real mad, and it's involuntary, and you don't know what you're doing with it. Like, you don't know where it came from. But you get happy real fast, and you don't know where those muscles came from to move you, to make you happy. And sometimes you even say that it hurts because you smile so much, or you're this, that, and third. Or you got this frown, this, whatever going on that hurts so much because you do it too, you got this tension or that, whatever, right? So it's like, you got all this stuff going on. Where does that come from? That's my question on every single thing that we do. People have movements that put them in certain spaces. They go, I wasn't myself. I didn't know that I was, what I'm saying? I ain't even, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, whose mind got you? Somebody's mind is over yours to where you put yourself in a space to where you weren't doing what you naturally do anymore. So who did it to you? What did it to you? Because that means you're not taking on enough. You're not meditating enough. You're not going within enough to see, is this something that I need to be a part of? To where it's got me doing stuff I know I don't need to be doing. It's got me in a place I don't need to be. I mean, that's how you get all kinds of fallouts and addictions and baby mamas getting slapped and, everybody dying and crying, you know what I'm saying? And everything going to, what I'm saying? That's where you get it all from. It's like, you have all of this right here. That tension arises. You get more frustrated. Your body's in a state, right? You put yourself in different states of emergency, of awareness like that, to where, you're always in a constant fight or flight. You're not able to realize that you're constantly in tension. So if your mind's in tension, that means that you're not relaxing here. You get nervous, all this stuff, you get neurotic, everything starts to lock and tighten up on you. You don't have enough breath and awareness to open spaces within you. This is all coming from meditation and yoga, and this all shows that I can place this in all facets of my life. Because most likely it's going to be an emotional thing. It's going to be a up here thing, a mental thing, a psychological thing. It's not going to just be because I move. No, your movement does not, you got to think your way out of this. If not, I continue. You got to think your way in this because I'm holding it. But in order for me to like really like know how to like, I have to actually know how to let my hand go. Where does that come from? That was I put that on there like what is that? You know what I'm saying? Like if I really don't know, because a lot of people don't know how to do this. You have all kinds of things going on where people can't just automatically do it for themselves. There's something took over their body to where they can no longer do for themselves anymore, to where their body does whatever it wants to do. They're completely uncontrollable, right? That's the same thing when it comes to here. So if we can figure out what's going on in all these spots, well, I mean, because something is making this tick and move and hold on and let go and do what it does. It's the same thing with your emotions, same thing with your psychological, say all of it plays out. Or why you got tension, or why you want to hit somebody, or why you want to blow up and go crazy and do all this extra stuff. Or why you got to take this and take that and take this and take that and go in here and go in there, put this on. You got to get in this, you got to get in that, you got to get in the car, you got to get in clothes, you got to get a church, you got to get in, you got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to go to the doctor's office so you can get into a doctor's office, so you can get into a prescription, so you can get into, you know what I'm saying? Like there's so many things you got to get into, and you just want to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like you keep going into stuff, and you just want to be out of it. You want to let go of it all, but you keep holding on and holding on and holding on and holding on to more by putting yourself into more things. But if you take yourself away and out of it, you start to loosen and relax. You realize you don't need more than what you thought. You don't need it. You thought you needed it. You don't need it. You don't need the habits. You don't need the expectations. You don't need the drama llamas. You don't need it. If we can start here and realize that this is what's happening, this is why wars and all this, all this stuff, Twitter wars is going on like that. The Twitter wars, you know what I'm saying? Keyboard wars and all, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff, right? This is the Hakamahama wars. All this stuff going on. I mean, I'm telling you, if people could just realize that everything that they're putting themselves into, no matter what business or building or thing, I don't care what ideology, give me something. I don't care what it is. You're putting yourself into it. Nothing good is going to come from that. You take yourself out of situations and you put yourself, if anything, into yourself, within yourself. You realize you're already in it. But if you realize that and go, oh, this is all for me, I'm giving away too much. And I'm going to all these things trying to find me in these things, and they're not in there. I'm not in there. I can't even stay in there. People won't even let me live in that building. Why? What? Ask them. Say, hey, can I stay here in this church forever? Can I use your amenities forever, please? I mean, it's a free world, right? Let me have that. Let me have that. Give me that. Let me have that. I bet they won't do it. So it's like, they won't even let you stay in their house. Why are you letting them stay in yours? Why you let them stay in yours? That's weird. They won't even let you stay in theirs. That's not odd to you. That's weird to me. So yeah, man. So we know, as I was saying, we know what's going on. We have a good idea of what's happening, but for some reason, there's nothing to do about it. And what's worse is that we can't talk about it. I think that's odd that you can do whatever you want as long as you don't speak on it. Like, you technically can get away with it as long as nobody else seen it. But you would be horrified if you got to have to go out in the streets to do it. Like, mortified. No one would be happy about you having to do what you want to do behind closed doors in the middle of the streets. Again, of course, some things need to be hidden. Of course, that's all good and dandy. But you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of actions out here that are like, come on, man. But because you do it behind closed doors and nobody sees that you did it, somehow it justifies it. I'm not judging. I'm not judging. But we need to, figure out what's going on with all of this stuff that puts people in these places to where they can't figure out life like that. To where they're so lost within a realm, a world that doesn't make sense because somebody else told them that this is what you need to do. Whether it's a group, a gang, whether it be just one person trying to prey on certain people, whether it be, whatever the case may be. It's like people are being put in states that they don't want to be put in. And if only that one dude or that one woman or whatever person could have just taken 5 minutes to meditate. Now, I know that sounds like, come on, there's way more to life. But if they knew that there was more to it before they got into all the things they got into, to put them in that place where they're too far gone into their emotions and their addictions and whatever that may mean to them, right? To where it puts them in, because, fighting is a thing to get addicted to, too. People like to fight. Here, over there, certain places people love, and even more so love to put people in that situation instead of them being in that situation. They'll rather have, vicariously have someone else fight for them than, you know what I'm saying? So, that's a thing too. You know what I mean? So people can be addicted to a lot of things, and there's a lot of habits that are happening that we're not really questioning. And I don't get how, like I say, which one is it? Are we for it or not? That's my real question. Are we against all of this stuff or not? Because I hear people talk about how they don't like certain individuals that do things to other little individuals and things like that. They don't like all this stuff going on, and they don't like that people are getting knocked around and stuff like that or whatever like that. What's going on out there, and it's like, but I get back on IG or YouTube or TikTok. I don't get on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? But I get on whatever. And just, it's funny that everybody is it's weird. Like, we're so far gone and separated that what you got going on over there is what you got going on, and whatever I got going on over here is what I got going on over here. Me. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, to be selfless, you need to be selfish. But people are trying to be selfless and being completely selfish. They want to donate to charities that go right back to companies that don't feed a goddamn thing. Not a one person. You know what I mean? They got you know what I'm saying? You're funding things that fund your demise in every way, shape, or form. And so there's a reason there's war-torn countries. And you don't think it's because of your habits every day. You go to certain places, buildings. I ain't got to put no specifics on it, right? You go to certain buildings at least once a week. You go to certain buildings at least 2-3 times a week. You can think of the buildings and places you go to. It funds absolutely no one. You just think it does because they tell you it does, but it don't. Because where is it? Your road's still dirty. Your road's still messed up. Everything's still trashy. If all that money is really like millions, billions, how much? Trillions? We can't get one to fix one road. We still been complaining about. I've been hearing complaints about for about 10 years now. And since I was a kid, like, I've been hearing stuff about this. and we still ain't, and people still complaining that they're not getting these things done. And there's been trillions of dollars passed around. So somebody's cool with it, is what I mean. Somebody's okay with, you know, people getting, you know, fried up and blowed up, things that, all that stuff. So it's just somebody's okay with it. Because, like I said, I go to back to certain things, and I don't see, you know, I see certain people talking about certain stuff, but I think that's just because I'm seeing so much more of that than other stuff, because I don't want to see that other stuff anymore. I don't want to see mainstream things anymore. I want to see what makes this place tick. So it's like, looking at that is putting me into it where I just see more of that, maybe. But I know for a fact that there's way more people out there that are not talking about stuff like this. Not the way that it needs to be talked about. It's just, I know it's not happening. So that's where my head is on that, man. That's... It's like, are you really not cool with it? Or, because, like I say, you do realize vicariously you're still funding these things to happen with no real education to it. You know, you're really not getting knowledge you think you're getting, and you're getting regurgitated nonsense, and you're getting it from people that thought they knew what they were talking about, and you still hold on to it today as if it's necessary for these times. It's like none of it makes sense to me. Like, it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not for nothing, and you just know that it is, and it ain't. It's meant to keep you where you at. It's meant to keep us in a state of, you know, pitting ourselves against each other and not getting the education we need to not have these people go through the hardships that they go through every day. That if we could put that education, because we're not going to get it in any school, and you know that. We're not going to get it. We're not going to get it. And it may be because we don't realize, we can start looking at it like this, maybe we don't realize that we have a lot more options to educate ourselves than just putting our children and people or whoever are just going to certain schools. Like, unless you can do certain trades and get that out, and then you, like I said, do your own thing and educate people on how you do the stuff, that's one thing. But to put yourself in that and not know what you're really doing it for, you just know, well, my people did it and they people did it, and so now that's what I do. And I listen to the good word, or, you know, I pop on the boob tube, and I listen to the news, and I do my dues, you know, pay my bills, you know, I live my life, I love my kids, I do my stuff, you know what I'm saying? I live a life, and I live it well, and I don't want anybody to infringe on what I've built, what I've done with myself, and, like, what, you know, what I got. I don't want you messing up what I got, and I definitely don't want to mess it up for myself. So that means that I gotta stay on the hush-hush to keep my life the way that it is, because somebody told me that this is the way I need to live. This is the way that, of course, life is supposed to be. Somebody told me that this is what I need to be doing right now. This is the life to live. So why not live it? And I need to make sure I need to protect the way that I want to live. And it's like, but that's not the way to live. Like, everything that you get taught through these certain buildings, right? That you get taught through these certain, they're not teaching you what you think needs to be taught to you. You know what I'm saying? It literally doesn't help you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And the only reason why it does is because they built the system around it, but that's not natural. The system isn't for us as humans. It's not what we do, but because it's been put out for us for so long, and we have no choice but to see it as that. That's just what it is that's what it is. You know? And like I said, it's funny that, you know, you don't have your system, especially as a man, don't have your own system, but will fight for another man's system. You need to think about that real hard. As a person, that you don't have you first on how you want to live this life, and you just take on someone else's. Like, what are you scared of? You know what I'm saying? What if you don't need one? What if you don't need anything and you just, maybe God just wants you to just like do whatever you want to do? Maybe if you don't, what if you don't need a religion or nothing? What if you don't need nothing? And you can make up your own system. Like, you don't need not, you know what I'm saying? Don't, not, you know what I'm saying? But make a system for yourself. Like, there's principles that we know to be true virtues that we have. What stops us from figuring out a way for us to do it for us? But, you know what I'm saying, to go along with, like I said, the rhetoric and all this stuff and think that that's what's up, and it's not. Just because someone told you. Just because someone told you. Told you. Just because someone told you. But yeah, man, so what's it gonna be, man? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Cause we can't keep, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't keep, you know what I'm saying? Like, can't keep saying, you know what I'm saying? We ain't saying nothing. I get on the internet, I don't see nothing. Nobody's really talking, and it gets to me. It gets to me, man. We gotta let it happen, whatever happens, but we can't keep saying that it ain't. I don't want to see, knowing that all this stuff is going on in the world, somebody talking about how they didn't get their lunch yesterday, or I'm saying, you know, that they didn't get the fruit salad they wanted or something. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous right now to like even like you like feel ridiculous. Feel ridiculous that you get on camera and you film yourself talking about nonsensical things that has nothing to do with what's really going on in this world right now. You feel ridiculous. I hope you remember this. For real. Like, I hope you remember this. Anytime you turn in, you don't go, man, there's children that need help out here. Man, there's people's minds that need to be regulated. There's things that, man, no. I don't want to feel bad. You're bad and you should feel bad. There's much more important things to talk about right now. Like, let's get through this part, and then let's talk about all the cool stuff. But right now, this ain't the time to talk about all that. We need more people realizing that this is serious. You know. Word.